Hey there, it's Mitzi. Welcome to my channel. Today I wanted to share another book haul. Yes, surprise, surprise. I've been book shopping again and I have some really good books here that I think you'll enjoy. If you follow my channel, you know that I am all about the vintage books. That's what I lean toward, and I am always wanting to add to my collection all the pretty covers of the old vintage copies. But some of these I have picked up brand new, and so I wanted to share those with you today. There are a couple of shops that I go to regularly. One of them is a great vintage bookstore. There's a lot of antique books there. I picked up a couple there. Some of these I found at thrift stores and things. And then a couple of these I ordered because of you. So let's get started. So the first couple of books I was really excited to find because I've been looking for these. The first is At the Altar, Matrimonial Tales by Lucy Maud Montgomery, and the other is Along the Shore, and this is another short story collection by Lucy Maud Montgomery. So I'm really excited about these because I did not have these. I have several of these little short story collections by Lucy Maud Montgomery, but these were some that I have been on the lookout for, so excited to find these. I'm also trying to collect all of these Little House books. Now I have the dust jacket, but I took it off because it has the clear on it and so it'll be too shiny. But the dust jacket looks just like this. But the reason I want these is because the dust jacket and the cover itself have that same artwork on it. So this is The Long Winter, and then I picked up By the Shores of Silver Lake, and these are in perfect shape. The dust jackets look very similar to this. They're not in bad shape either. They were in great shape too, but again they have that plastic on them, so I didn't want you to have the glare of my ring light showing on it. But this makes the whole collection, except for the most famous, which is Little House on the Prairie. That's the only one in this version that I don't have. Now I have the paperback a version of these books, but I didn't have these hardcovers, and I have been slowly collecting them because at this vintage store that I go to, this little antique bookstore, they had all of them, and I had been picking them up when I would go in there. I was really excited about the next one, A Fair Barbarian by Frances Hodgson Burnett. Look at that gorgeous cover. I haven't read this one, but I am really excited to get to it this week. I'm going to go ahead and read this one because I'm really excited to read another one by this author. In that same vintage bookstore that I love so much, they had this Beatrix Potter book. It's called Beatrix Potter's Gardening Life by Marta McDowell. And I had this on my wish list for a very long time, so I was really excited to see it up there. I thought I'm going ahead and getting it, not only because it was the book that I wanted, but on the inside it is signed by the author to a Carol. It says, "To Carol for Flowers and Gardens and Beatrix Potter," and then it has her name. But also it came with this matching, I don't know if you can see that, a matching bookmark, and I just loved it. And I mean, it looks like what's on the front of the book, so I was really excited to have the little bookmark too. And if I would have ordered this now, you know, I wouldn't have gotten that bookmark, so that was just a little plus for me, and it was cheaper than what I would have paid online, so win-win for me. This is one that I will just have by the things I read in the mornings. I'll take this out. Right now I'm reading one that I'm going to talk about in another video. I'm really excited to share that one with you. But in the mornings when I'm sitting outside in my own garden, I've been reading through some gardening type books, and so I think this would be a good one to have out there as one of my selections in the morning time. Does anybody else do that, like in the morning time after you read your, you know, Bible and pray and do those morning routines, pick up things like that? I don't know what it is about the springtime and sitting out in my garden and then reading gardening books. There's just something special about that. So I'm excited to add this one to my stack. I also found a couple of the Patchwork Mysteries. This one looks like a Christmas one. It's called Homespun Holiday and Timeless Treasures. And so I'm going to gradually pick up as many of these Patchwork Mysteries as I can because I think there's a lot in this series. So these last three are books that I picked up. I went online to a bookstore and said, I want this title. So these are books that I have intended on reading this year. Well, one of them was one that one of you mentioned, and I'll get to it in just a second. But the first one is a Noel Streatfeild. It's called The Bell Family. Look at that great cover on this one. I read a Noel Streatfeild, I think, last summer, so I thought I'd read another one this year. And it really was a great little summer read last year for... I think I read it for that summer book bingo, and it was a middle grade, and I think this is too. So I thought I'd add this one for my summer reading. And then I also picked up one for Victober. This is a Mary Elizabeth Braddon, and I picked up this one and I went over and looked for this book because I like the Oxford World Classics, or the Penguin, the black spined Penguin Classics, when I'm reading my Victorian literature, where I can I don't know, it's like I can take notes and stuff. I don't feel bad writing in those. And usually they're floppy, and they're just really good books to read from. But this is Mary Elizabeth Braddon's The Doctor's Wife, and so I plan on reading this for Victober. I'm probably going to be buddy reading this. I need to check with the other ladies. They might not even want to read this book, but it's one on our list. So I went ahead and picked this up. And if not, I'll just read it on my own. But I do want to read this one, and I think we'll buddy read that one. I'll ask the ladies later on this week, and we'll see about that one. But then this last one I picked up because one of you talked about it just recently. You mentioned this, I think, in my last video. This is by someone named Augusta Huell Seaman. And I immediately went over and looked this person up and realized that this person wrote those young adult mysteries from back in the day. So they're pretty much like middle grades, like Phyllis Whitney. And I love those middle grade young adult mysteries by Phyllis Whitney. And this looked like one I would have read. And so I went over immediately. Whoever you are, thank you for telling me about these, because I'm going to go through these like I'm doing the Phyllis Whitney books. I went over to eBay and found this perfect copy. It's in perfect shape. This is called The Riddle of the Lonely House, and then it says under it, The Strange Pettingill Puzzle. But look at the cover of that. And I immediately knew, it's just one of these little books, slim volume, but I immediately knew by just the title, but also these little kids, they look like they're in their shorts for the summer, and they're at this house. I knew this would be a perfect read for the summertime, because I pick these kind of books up during the summer every year. And I still have a couple of Phyllis Whitney's, so I'll add this one to that stack. Thank you for sharing this author with me, because now I am going down a whole rabbit trail over this author. So I'm interested to see how close it is. It looks like the books that I read when I was in middle school myself, because these were the kind of books that I like to pick up. And it looks like it's like it's a scholastic book, and I always ordered my little books from the Scholastic school book orders. So that's what it looked like. So I was pleased as punch to find this, because like I said, you know, it is in perfect shape. I don't even think anyone read this copy. So those are the books that I have picked up lately. Have you read any of these? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.